Good morning. Question. Do you honestly believe that you are meant to remain broke forever? Back in 30 seconds. Oh, I hit you hard with a heavy duty question. Good morning. This is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. Before we begin with that subject, I need to wish my wonderful cousin Lee a most wonderful birthday and many happy returns of the day. Here's a cup of cheer to your wonderful birthday, Lee. Many, many more. What a sweet lady. Mm-mm. Yesterday, we started talking about financial improvement, basically reboots, restarts, you name it. However, today we're getting more into it heavily. Before I begin, I hope that this show finds everybody doing well, as always, and I hope you had a nice, relaxing weekend. We're not quite back into the normal work rhythm yet because we're still in the midst of the holidays. So some of you may be working business as usual. Some of you may be off. Whatever you're doing, I certainly hope that you enjoy your day. Okay. I hit you with a really tough question. Do you think that you are meant to be broke? Well, I can answer it in a nutshell. The answer is no, because no one is meant to. There are things, there are circumstances that may be ongoing that are negative for some people right now, for many people right now. But I want to give you some good news because this is a good news kind of show. The good news is that no, being broke is a temporary place. Compare it to a rental as opposed to a purchase of a home. Being broke is not or should not be your forever place. But the person that could change that isn't someone else. It comes from you. You have to make up your mind to get out of that. And don't get discouraged and don't say, well, I tried all I could in the past. Wash that away. I'm going to get into item specifics. I know I'm hitting you hard right away on a Monday morning. I'm sorry, but not really. If you need, have a sip of Joe. Okay. Basically, being broke is a temporary place of residence mentally. We need to redecorate the homes of our minds. Okay. Every change starts with good mindset. Okay. And some of us lack confidence because maybe someone in the past might have said a negative thing or two that we took to heart and we believe is totally true. Wash away from your brain. That's activity number one. Just imagine some soap bubbles in your brain, washing away all that negativity. Wash, 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 rinse, rinse, rinse. Get rid of it. Not needed. Because you and I were built better. We were built better then to tolerate just above poverty. Just we can lift ourselves up. We come from a place where we can do much better. Sure, we could always squeak by. Squeaking by, there are a lot of things to squeak by. But do we really want to live the kind of life of constantly squeaking by? Of course not. I'm sure you do not. So let's talk about some short-term improvements. We have to make up our minds to redecorate our lives with a mental do-over or a reboot. What a perfect time we're in right now. We are approaching the turn of the calendar. We are approaching a brand new year. I love brand new years. I love beginnings. I love restarts, reboots, because it's a clean slate. And no matter what happened negatively before, you could just fix that and forget about it and go on. You have to make the decision to go on. But there's one thing very important all of us need to do before we go on. Let's assess our past mistakes, not dwell on them. What did we do in the past that could have hampered us, that could have caused hindrance to our goals? If we confront those teensy weensy little monsters and deal with them, just think of the greatest success that we may have in the future to obtaining our longer term goals. Okay? Let's see. All of us should consider washing the negativity, as I said before, from our brains and treat the brand new year as a clean slate. What a gift to have that clean slate, and it's coming up. A chance for renewal, a chance to reboot our lives. And second chances are cool. And guess what? Sometimes you might even need a third chance. But now, here's the key. Look back on the really cool stuff you did excellently in the last 12 months. Does anyone remind you of that? Probably not. So I'm going to sit down with a pen, paper, computer, notes, whatever you want. Ask yourself, what really cool thing did you accomplish in the last 12 months? I can answer it right now for most of us. We got through this really challenging year. And I think all of us should go, attaboy, attagirl, pat yourself invisibly on the back. Because if you don't do it, who's going to do it? So I'm just reminding you of your greatness. The greatness is there. It's not going away. So the next time you lack confidence in going forward, take a deep breath and realize your wonderful past accomplishments. Was it weight loss? Was it repairing a relationship? Was it rebuilding something that you thought was irreparable? Was it moving to a better location? Was it accepting a job that you never thought could happen? Hey, look at me. I finally hit my 1,000 subscribers and I'm doing live shows. Yay. I look back at that and I go, first of all, I thank the Almighty, because that's where my thanks goes to, number one. Then second of all, I go, yes, I was determined to be sitting here doing a live show. That was one of my goals. That was one of my dreams, because I like the ability to get to talk to you guys in real time, to have that exchange. Don't get me wrong, you'll still get video uploads from me too in between. But my mainstay, with the help of the Almighty, is that I want to continue on doing lives. That's the Jan zone. Just saying. Goals. We hit goals. Please look back at your past 12 months accomplishments and focus on your successes more than your failures. That's a wonderful thing to do. Let's see. Okay. Next, if you want to improve things, start small and not large. You know, when I first accepted that teaching job, well, that was supposed to be a temporary job that was supposed to be a couple of days that led to numerous years. But when I finally got into it, I was speaking to my former boss one day, who was actually my principal growing up as a child. And I told her, I want to do this. I was like a very young, eager, late 20-year-old teacher. I want to do this. I had the whole list, very eager. So the principal turned around and I knew her, God rest her soul, since I was like 7. Okay. So she saw me grow up, literally. She loved me and I loved her back. And my local friends know exactly whom I'm referring to. So she said to me, Janet, I love you, but Rome was not built in a day. No better advice, no better words could I have heard. She was happy that I was enthusiastic. She was happy that I had these great plans for the kids and the direction that I wanted my class to go. But she also said, wait a minute, take a breath. Rome was not built in a day. So that's kind of like what I'm going to impart with you. Even though we have these fantastic dreams and goals, and I believe we're going to make them, but Rome was not built in a day. Therefore, be happy with the tiny goals that you achieve. Okay, no goal is too small if it's important to you. Now, don't gauge it by other people's goals, because somebody else may go, that goal is a piece of cake, maybe to them, God bless them. But here's the thing, if that goal, financial goal, emotional goal, whatever, job goal, if that thing is important to you and it's bigly important to you, then guess what? It's really important to you. And don't ever forget that. Don't let other people diminish that, okay? Just do not. It's amazing how people influence our lives from childhood on, isn't it? I'll never forget my former principal for that. Okay, so start small and work your way, our ways up. There's something to be said about accomplishing small goals and taking baby or tiny steps. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and you take it from there. Next, don't forget to take a look back on all of your awesome past accomplishments, which I went over before. Hey, here's a good thing. Become your own #1 fan. What? Sometimes we become our own worst enemy. What? Yes. Sometimes we just down ourselves all the time. I didn't do this. I should have done that. Why didn't I pick that? How come I made that mistake? That might be the case. Well, maybe certain things could have been better, but don't dwell on that. Why? Because every single one of us makes mistakes. If we only dwell on the mistakes, how can we ever go forward? I would prefer it if we took the time to dwell on our accomplishments. Why is that so much harder? Why is that more difficult to dwell on our accomplishments as opposed to our mistakes? Why is it easier to remain negative? I think we've just gotten too used to negativity. That's bad. That is really, really bad, in my honest opinion. Just saying and just saying. So become your own #1 fan, okay? You do that. Give yourself some affirmations. It's okay. Next, never forget that being broke, let's go back to the broke thing. Being broke is not like buying a forever home. You know, when you first start out, when you're buying a house, okay, you get a starter house, when you're looking for a house, you get what is known as a starter house. It's just perfect for people, their first home, young married couple, whatever. Okay. And then we get a little older, okay? And then we start sniffing around for what we call our forever home, okay? And it's usually more grandiose, usually, whatever. But please don't make, and I want to get the phrase right because I wrote it down precisely the way I want to say it. Never forget that being broke is not like buying a forever home. Tell yourself that this situation is not forever, because it's not. Because it's fixable. Don't resign yourself or resolve yourself. I'm always going to be broke. That's like saying you're always going to be overweight, or you're always going to be in bad relationships. And I'm the victim. I can't do anything about it. Stop that victim mentality. The victim thing's got to go. Bye-bye. Take yourself by your bootstraps. A new year is coming. You are built for greatness. We are not piles of junk here. We were made from greatness, and we can do great things with the help of. Got it? You see where I'm going with this? The power is there. You just have to take advantage of it and use it. And don't be afraid of success. Yesterday, I expounded for a second about the fear of failure. Honestly, I think more people are more fearful of succeeding than failing. Because if you fail, you might get a little sympathy, might get a little empathy. When you succeed, what happens then? People start expecting a little more from you. And that could be a scary place. Am I right or am I right? I think I'm right. No, I know I'm right. So it's very important to change your mindset. Please know this. I'm going to look right in the camera. If someone in your significant in your life hasn't told you this, I'm going to tell you this. You can do it. You can get out of debt. You can create the dream job of your life. You can make things better for yourself. You are not going to accept being broke as your forever home. You're going to redecorate your life. You live in a world of choices. Yes, you do. You just have to want to do it. I didn't say get overwhelmed. Take things in small steps. Do not get overwhelmed. Stop beating yourself up for past mistakes. That's a big one. Stop dwelling on your past mistakes and do not listen to negative people. Walk away from naysayers. Don't let those naysayers control your future destiny. Because while they're naysaying things to you and then you start giving up, they'll move on to someone else and start naysaying them. Don't do that. You're better than that. You really are. I believe in you. You can do it. Together, we can do anything. We just have to want to. But then we must come up with a plan, okay? Because a goal without a plan is only a wish. A goal without a plan is only a wish. And I know I gave you a whole bunch of stuff early on a Monday morning. I don't mean to overwhelm you. You're having your first cup of Joe. You could always play this back later. And you could always say, boy, that Janet. Nah, I hope you won't do that. You know I mean well. But we have to get out of this forever victim mindset because you can't be a martyr and a saint. Impossible. Now, for the fun part, comments. I hope somebody's sitting there. Holy smoke. Good morning, Adam. How are you today, dear? Hey, ask Pammy, how are you? Budget, budget, budget. I like that. Hey, Patricia. How you doing, Patricia D? Good morning. Clean slate. Amen. Isn't it a gift? Patricia, isn't it a gift that we have this clean slate coming up? I like looking at like that blank calendar, like literally love to look at the blank calendar, the blank year. We can do this one step at a time. Take baby bites. It's okay, but just sit there and do it and focus on all of your past successes. Never forget your past accomplishments. Never. Country, darling, good morning. And yes, she's right. Good morning, y'all. There you go. Michigan lady, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you. Ah, the Jan's out. Thank you. I love it too. That just like came up. That just like came up in convo. I actually have a 95% name of the show, and I'll tell you that in a couple of minutes. Good morning, JSB Apple. Good morning. Exactly. New year, new start. I love beginnings. I think beginnings are a gift from God. I really do. Do-overs, restarts, reboot. How many times did your computer or phone or whatever give you troubles? How many times did you have to shut it down? And didn't it feel good when you pressed that restart thing and it washed away whatever thing was causing it trouble a minute earlier? Think of that in our own lives. You see, we can do it together. We can do it. So let me go on to the possible name. I want to get it 100% right. So my thinking is along this line for the name of this show. Imagine having a show on for weeks and weeks that didn't have an official name. Well, I did, but I'm thinking of naming it the 6:15 a.m. show. Boy, that's really creative now, isn't it? It may not be the most catchy name, but it tells the story. This show comes on at 6:15 a.m. So I may call it the 6:15 a.m. live show. So I don't know. I think so. I'll make my 100% decision on that. A couple of reminders. Tomorrow, very important. I have a collab going on with Dawn from the channel Sensible Living with Money Mom. If you've never headed over there, it starts with letter C, Sensible Living. Wonderful channel. Oh my gosh. Really, I mean, like Beyond Great channel. Check it out. Have a collab going on, and we're going to talk about happiness. Yeah. This is an important topic. Happiness is a very important topic because I think we spend way too much time talking about negativity. You turn on your news. What do you hear? What do you hear on that thing for the half hour that you're listening to? Or some people go like an hour or even more. What do you hear? You're not hearing really good news. You're not. The majority of this so-called news, negative. Don't get me wrong. It's important to hear the traffic. It's important to hear the weather. And it's important to hear certain things like, about power outages that might happen. Whatever. That is vital information. But there's some information we do not need to hear over and over and over and over. I mean, it's detrimental to us mentally. We have to remove ourselves somewhat away from all that negativity. It's not good. Country darling. Oh, perfect name. Thank you, Michigan lady. And thank you, country darling. I love your spunk and attitude. Can definitely tell you are still a teacher. Yes. Thank you so much. I truly believe that once a person is a teacher, it never leaves them. It just doesn't. It's just like riding a bicycle. And to be honest with you, in my heart of hearts, here's my personal belief. We are all teachers. Some people just get to stand in front of a classroom. Some people decide to tutor. And by the way, speaking of tutoring, anyone could tutor. If you have a skill and you need to make some money, take that skill of a subject that you love to do and put it out there. You do not need to be certified to be a tutor. Some people did not know that. So I'm giving you another good news point. Anyone can become a tutor. Take a subject that you really love, though, and you love it with passion. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay. All right. Love it. Yes, JSB Apple. Amen. Time for more positive. Yay. It's true. I'm just sick and tired of waking up to this and that negative. I didn't even have my third sip of coffee, and I'm hearing all this horrible stuff. Well, right now I'm sitting with friends. I'm drinking my wonderful coffee. I'm looking ahead to the bright future of 2021. Yeah, 2020 was some challenge, but guess what? We are still here to talk about it, and we have options, and we're going to lift ourselves up because we were not made from junk or garbage. We have the makings of doing great things. Who agrees with that? Let me know. That's it. That's it. JSB is right from all those news stories. Negative. So I'm going to wrap that up. Oh, did I mention about, I know I mentioned it yesterday, but did I mention about that I'm going to be on Dawn's from Sensible Living with Money Mom. I'm going to be on her live show. So I'm going to head over to her channel at 11 p.m. my time. So on New Year's Eve, late, very, very late. I am so excited. So bring your chip, your dip, your friends, whatever. Head over to that channel, and it's going to be fun because Dawn is going to be doing live Q&A. Can you imagine live Q&A with a wonderful Sensible Living with Money Mom? I mean, that's a treat. So you have access to ask her some really cool questions, and she will go over, the directives, on her channel during the week. If you have not subscribed to her channel, please head over there and please subscribe. Also, in addition, I noticed my dear friend Debbie from the How Debbie Saves channel, she's going to have another live show tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. So mark it down, 7 o'clock my time. Debbie from the How Debbie Saves channel, she is doing another live tomorrow night at 7. So there's a lot of binge watching going on and of really cool quality stuff. I love all those ladies, and I love every single one of you. Let me double check messages. Human in training. I'm trying to start my own penmanship school on the side. No previous training. Yay, that's wonderful. Hey, listen, human in training. Can you imagine this? Now, I'm left-handed. I don't know if you guys knew that, okay? I'm left-handed, And do you remember back in the day when your teacher taught you how to write in penmanship? You know, you had to like draw the board and the broken lines going across and get a yardstick. And I'm left-handed. I mean, it's amazing my students still talk to me. Well, we got through it. Yes, we did. So as a reward to them, I would play like really cool music in the background. I always taught penmanship after lunch because during lunchtime, after lunch, after the kids had their lunch, they'd run around the schoolyard, getting their, action out of them. So they'd come upstairs sweaty and like still like jumping around mentally. That's when all the classical music came out on the good old fashioned record player. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You want to know something? The kids loved it. So if you have kids that kind of feel very overwhelmed, subliminal message, it doesn't hurt. Put on some like calming music. You would be amazed at how helpful that was, especially during penmanship. Well, that's wonderful. I'm so glad that everybody showed up today. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate everyone's time. Listen, so we got a lot going on. Got the collab tomorrow and all this and all that. Thank you so much. Everyone stay positive today, okay? Look in the mirror. Look back at all the great things you have done in the last 12 months. You might even go so far as to look back at everything that you've done great. And why not? Remind yourself of that. Because if you don't, who will? Yay! That's very cool, human in training. That's so cool. By the way, I love these names. You guys have fantastic handle names. Love it, love it, love it. Well, everyone, I'm going to go now. I want to wish everybody a wonderful upcoming Monday. Take another minute or two to enjoy your coffee or water or whatever you're doing. Get it all together and have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday morning because my morning shows are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, the ones that start at the 6:15, the 6:15 a.m. show. Yeah, the 6:15 a.m. show. That's the name of my show. The 6:15 a.m. show. Yay, I came up with a name. It's a fish. Have a great day, everybody.